Hello and welcome to Acapella Adventures, making tiny bites of solo actual play using this half to test the ideas of Meroch universe and Ormegarten Module, a fantasy setting built with the 3D10 system. Episode 091. Our characters are Igor Steinmann, Wolfsbane, and Wyesley, with their nominal allies, and we've currently resolved a pair of side quests. Xilndre harvested the interesting honey from the beehive. Alice has found interesting insects because of help from Wyesley a lot, and winning the battle. We need to determine the pharmacy honey results for this session, because it's time to part ways. The quests are ended. Xilndre and Alice need to go home anyways. And the team needs to finish heading to the Ormegarten Valley for finding out what the dungeon is like. So, I have 4 potions I need to roll for what effects they are. I've got a wide variety of choices. I'm going to take the first edition AD&D DMG and sort of play with it and see what sort of results we come up with. Alright, 01, animal control. Interesting. I'm going to have to figure out how that applies. I think it's going to be a short-term language. Okay. Sort of like a linguistics chip, but so it's not as not chip. Okay, next up, we'll have to look at 34, for those who follow at home, gaseous form. I'm not sure, is there diminution on here? There is diminution and gaseous form. Well, you know, that's scary. All right. Perhaps it's some sort of, the really problematic ones are probably going to have Xilndre take. We'll work out how the mechanics work later, but the NPC is 39. Maybe I can't complain too much. Giant strength. Okay, a bulk increaser, not a bad choice. I may even allow it to have a long-term +1 bulk, as if they were doing steroids, but it'll give them more bulk in the short term, so it makes it more interesting. And then the final one, so I'm larger than that. There we go. Almost something outside of the range. I don't want to have let's have 2 or 3 potions of the same kind. So I don't need 2 potions of gaseous form. 60 levitation. Some sort of obviously gas creating system that allows characters. Perhaps a flatulence based potion. Alright. Xilndre wants one of those. I see. He could probably use the giant strength. Levitation or gaseous form. He is a solo ranger. I think the gaseous form to get him out of trouble, or he could have the animal control. You know what? Uh, 331 reaction chart. Okay, so what are we gonna do? I don't know. Man, this is such a hard choice. Oh, they're all both advantageous to the ranger, and they're all like advantageous to the party. I think I'm going to have him take the levitation. He could probably claim as much as 2 because he knew where to find it, but you know what? Him versus 3 bees by himself and the beehive and the he knows he wouldn't have made it. He's smart. And he wants to, maybe next year he'll do the same quest again. I don't see any problem with that. So, he's going to take 1 levitation potions. That leaves these 3 for the party, and animal control gases from the giant strength. I will separate that out later, but like animal control the Mac and we'll say, we have Wyesley, the gaseous form, animal control the Mac, and that leaves giant strength for Igor, which makes sense. Alright, so we've separated out the stuff. They're going to start heading out to travel and see what's going on. They're just going to start heading out. It's like, hey, we're here. It's a halfway point. Well, not a halfway point, but it's a stopping point. They'll move out of the range of the bees and the giant bees while the rest of the party heads. So we've got the 3-man team back in action again. All right, so they are all right. So the team is traveling towards the valley, and what are we going to do? I know. Check for a random encounter. I don't see any signs of random encounter, so we're good there. First day goes okay. The weather's decent. I've got long summers in this, more adventuring time. Probably should winter over properly, but we'll see. So if you're enjoying this is kind of a dull session, but we found interesting things. If you do, like and subscribe. If you don't, give it another listen if you get a chance. I'm going to be dropping plenty of videos. Talk to you later. Have fun. Bye-bye.